did you chat about?
Well, what else is there to chat about?
No. I asked you what you did chat about.
Oh, well, we did just flat Earth theory.
Theory? Subjective reality, my friend. Theories of things like the globe.
Well, it's also a globe Earth theory.
Yeah, it is a theory because
Everything really is just a theory. How do you know that something is something?
Because it's objective reality. We can observe it.
How we know
Yeah, but that's a subjective view, though.
How we know
everything you look at is subjective. You're from your own personal point of view. You can't look from my point of view and your point of view. If you could, then you could argue that's subjective. But all you're doing is just seeing from your point of view.
But we all see the same thing. Go on, Sasha. Sorry.
How you see sea level from your point of view?
We're not even talking about flat Earth, right? I'm just saying theory.
I'm not talking about
perspective on reality. You're saying how you see sea level. I see sea level from my point of view. You see sea level from your point of view. You can't see sea level from both our point of view. So I'm just saying everything's a theory.
Is it sea level theory?
Did he just say that?
He did. Yeah.
Sea level theory.
Did he fucking just say that?
He did.
He must be fucking trolling, man. That's for sure.
No, I just decided to jump in here. I'm not saying either way. I'm just remaining calm. Oh, you're saying Sasha's trolling, right?
Yeah, I'm asking, is it sea level theory?
Well, what do you mean? If I look at the sea and I think, okay, that's something, and so I make a theory about it.
Okay, but when you want to measure mountains,
the theory may be objective fact, but all I know is from my point of view, it's subjective theory.
What do you see when you look at it, Bobby Fish? What do you see when you look at it, mate? Do you see it curve or do you see it flat?
I'm saying nothing about curving or anything. All I'm saying is just from a subjective point of view, everything's a theory.
But that's what this channel's about.
Yeah, exactly. I just jumped in here. He's fucking pushing me to give answers. I'm just sitting here being the silent observer.
Okay, how do we change things from a theory to a fact? How do we determine the difference between theories and facts?
Well, you don't, because everything's a theory.
Why is everything a theory?
Oh, really? Boiling water.
There's no objective point of view, though.
Why is there no objective point of view if we all experience the same thing?
Because everything is subjective.
Oh, really? If I boil water, that means that is not a fact. That with heat I'm boiling water. That's theory.
No, there's an action, and there's
what? That is theory. If I'm boiling water with the heat, that is theory. That is not a fact. I can boil water with ice.
That's completely different outside what we're talking about, though. You're saying, if I throw a pen head at a wall, did I throw a pen head? Huh? Subjectively, yeah, but it's kind of fucking.
Look at this. If
splitting hairs at that point, it's like, if I do an action, is that? No, I'm talking about theories of fundamental properties of.
I will give you another example. If you are tall 1 meter and 80 centimeters, is it possible that tomorrow you are 18 meters tall?
Well, it's dependent.
What? Did you just say that?
He did, yeah. Why is it dependent, and what is it dependent upon?
Well, certain theories say, well, your height or length, your dimensions of your body could change depending on the speed you're going. Some theories say.
I'm asking you very intellectually honest answer. You are measuring your height now. it's let's say 180. Can you be tomorrow 18 meters high?
But what does that have to do with anything?
asking.
Though? No, what does that have to do with anything, though?
Okay, I will tell you. I will tell you a comparison. If Earth is 25,000 miles circumstances, is it possible that Earth is 250,000 miles in circumstances?
I don't know what you're getting at about.
I'm asking you. Listen, you said that everything is theory, but we are learning in school dimensions of the Earth. Okay. And now I'm asking you: is that Earth, is that dimension, or could be 10 times bigger?
What do you? How would it be 10 times bigger though? What do you mean?
He's testing your
from my subjective point of view. If my iPhone is like what 1 foot, if I have a 1 foot long ruler, tomorrow it'll be 1 foot, unless something changes about its fundamental properties.
And
that's from my subject. That is. You can say that is my theory of the length of this ruler. No, because I can't actually fundamentally prove it from an objective point of view because I don't have an objective point of view.
The same thing we did with the Earth, you know. We know
but if
how
you
much.
Say, I say, and 3 other people say, "Oh, this ruler is 1 foot long." It's all our subjective point of view, so we can say somewhat of an objective output, but literally, but fundamentally, it's not objective. It's all just all our subjective point of view. That's what I'm saying.
Bobby,
everything's subjective. There is no God that we consult that can say. There's no objective deity that we can consult right now that can say this is 1 meter long. This thing.
Bobby, but listen, this is the main,
and that's why it's a theory. Because we can't get the objective evidence, we can't get the objective answer. We can only provide our own subjective answers.
No, we can look. You said that that roll is 1 meter, but when we go to check that roll, you know, that roll is 10 meters.
But
what do you mean though?
He's asking how honest you are to answer.
I'm giving you only comparison with the Earth.
Then we were wrong. Our subjective selection was wrong. But how would we know if it was 10 meters if all of us measure it and we all get the answer of 1 meter? Subjectively, it's 1 meter, and we can't really we can't say it's 10 meters because we don't know it's 10 meters. If it's objectively 10 meters, all our readings are 1 meter.
But this is the point. In the books, it's written 1 meter. It is not real 1 meter. But when you go to check that.
So you're talking about an abstract ruler? I think there's a tiny bit of a language barrier.
I'm talking about, let's say that we was studying about rule, but we never see that ruler. And we were studying that it's 1 meter. And when we go to check that ruler, it was 10 meter. What that is saying to you? But we studied in the school that it's 1 meter for sure.
No. You're trying to branch into flat Earth or like round Earth, right? I'm not getting into that. I don't really give 2 shits right now. We're trying to understand like why is everything a subjective?
Well, it isn't. Things that are subjective are between your ears. They're called abstract ideas. Something that is objective is physical within reality. So you are able to test upon it. That's what science does, right? It tests things. So you can use either the scientific method or you can use some other.
That's tangible. That's tangible.
No, it's objective. Something that is objective is there. It's physical. There is there is no subjectivity.
That's a judgment that is not. That's not influenced by any person. That's like. That's tangible. That's tangible. As like if I can measure my phone and everything, that's a tangible object. There is no.
Yeah,
that's tangible. No, I think
dimensions of that device, right? It's not going to switch to a Samsung tomorrow. It's not going to switch to a Nokia. It's always going to be what it is. Okay, there's consistency with it, right? But
subjectively, my phone is a Samsung.
It's not subjectively.
Somehow tomorrow morning when I wake up, it could be.
It exists
Somehow
in
tomorrow I
reality.
could wake up and I realize, shit, it's a Nokia. I've been wrong this whole time.
Well, no, because the name
But
is on the phone.
the likelihood of that is very low.
No,
Well,
you cannot wake up and
subjectively, I know it's a Samsung because Samsung's written on the back. It's a Samsung model phone. So subjectively, I know.
No, it's not
thing.
subjective.
But
It's
It is subjective because it's from my own perspective.
it
Well,
will
An
not
no.
change
objective
the
view would
shape.
be a
Bobby,
an objective view would
Bobby, your
God is my would be an objective like being that has complete omnipotence and knows everything. Being
Okay,
like that phone is Samsung objectively, but for now,
Bobby.
all I know is my own subjective point of view.
Okay, subjective boy. Can you define
That's
objective?
fucking
for me, please?
stupid.
Do you know the definition of objective?
Yes.
Okay, could you tell the audience the definition of objective, please?
Yeah. So, an attempt to uncover truths about natural world by limiting personal biases, emotions, and false beliefs.
Okay, so
A
existing independent.
personal bias would be my own point of view.
Listen to
I
me.
can't say, yeah.
Listen to me. It says existing independent of or external to the
No,
mind, actual or real.
that's the English. That's the what one was that? That was the. Who's that from? I have to look at that.
So your definitions are different from other people's definitions?
Well,
Yeah,
mine
it
is
makes
the
sense.
scientific. Mine is the scientific definition. His
Okay,
is
could you
the,
post that for us, please, with the link?
His is the Oxford one.
Yeah, post that with the link.
And why do you have to Google something that you've been claiming the whole time?
So I can get a word for word.
So you don't know what you're saying? Is that what you
No,
mean?
I just can't remember off the top of my head word. Can you recite Bible verses word for word? You have to look it up. You don't know how Bible verses word for word.
Yeah, but a Bible verse isn't a word called objective. Is it?
If you're going to
It's just a
stand up,
word.
then you should understand.
If I say the second commandment, no one could. I can't remember the second commandment off by
Yeah,
heart.
but that's not one word, is it? It's just
Yeah, and I wanted to get an actual like complete because to be fair, this whole entire paper is a few thousand words long.
I'm still waiting for the link. Could you
Oh yeah, where do you want me to chuck it?
in the live
you
stream?
can
voice
send it to him and he'll post it.
Oh yeah, perfect. Logos.
messages, dude. So why?
And let's
I use this Plato Stanford definition.
Okay, why would you say that these definitions don't apply or are incorrect?
Well, because that's more of a Oxford literary and not more of a scientific. Because a scientific definition can be very different to a normal English definition.
So why are these incorrect though?
It's the same reason why law definitions, like law word definitions, are different from our actual English definitions.
So I'm
It's
using
because
the
it's a
word
different
objective.
context and different
Hold on a sec.
communication stream.
You're correct, but you're conflating things. We are not using scientific objectivity. We are using the word object. Do you see the difference?
Well, when I said objective, I mean scientifically objective. So it
Yeah,
disagreeing.
No, you weren't. You were talking philosophically. So
Yeah,
that's
you were
bullshit, mate.
talking objective.
I was talking scientifically as an objective and subjective point of view.
Yeah, that doesn't apply to scientific objectivity.
A point of view is not scientific.
It is. It's extremely scientific
How?
because everything we do is.
Have
like,
you
I know you guys are going to hate me.
Have you?
I can't. Yeah, exactly. I can't objectively
Have you
look at a
objectively-
scientific experiment.
Okay, do
How
you
can
know
you
what scientific-
objectively do an experiment?
You can't. It's impossible. That's why I'm saying it's all subjective.
So how can it be scientific?
You are saying
why
that it's impossible. You are saying that it's impossible
Because if
to boil.
everyone's
Now you are
subjectively-
saying, man, but you're saying now that it's impossible to boil water because it's impossible.
Sasha, you're misunderstanding all I'm saying. You really need to shut up. because you can't really your language barrier is not helping you. It's
Don't-
very
Don't
hard.
be rude, mate. Don't be
Sorry,
rude.
I'm just saying it's
Okay,
extremely hard for to follow his questioning.
Okay,
just because of language barrier.
I will try to ask simple question then. How we measure distance?
How we measure distance, however you damn please. There's a million ways to measure a distance. What type of distance?
Okay, if I see from point
I
A
can measure with a
point-
laser.
Okay, laser. If laser measure 10 miles straight, what that mean? Does we measure 10 miles straight, or that's something other happening? That
We're
means we measure.
not talking
That mean
about.
that we-
We're not
that mean-
talking
I will-
about.
I will be-
We're not
I will
talking
be
about the Earth's curvature or the
No,
flat
we are
Earth.
talking about. No, we are.
No, you're
this is-
trying to. I can
No,
see. I can see.
no,
You're trying
this
to
is
step
24
into that. We're not really talking about that right now.
This is
We're talking
24/7.
about pretext before that.
Yeah. We are talking about 24/7 flat earth. We are talking about subjectivity, objectivity. Is that true?
Scientific subjectivity and objectivity. Yeah.
I'm here to give you some information about Earth is not curving, for example. But we will speak about objectivity and subjectivity. Is that true?
Yeah, obviously, when you're talking about.
Let's speak now.
But I don't want to
from this
step into.
moment.
I don't want to step into that though, because we're not really. Because we're still like disagreeing on what we mean by objectivity.
Listen, this is very important. Let's speak now 10 hours about subjectivity, objectivity. 10 hours, and then we will realize something, and then I will ask you a question: where is curvature in reality?
Yo,
Well,
stop screaming.
we're talking about subjective and objective readings.
Yeah, I was telling you, is it possible?
And I'm saying
that
you
if
can't have
are
objective readings. So subjectively, we could all.
subjective. I was asking you if you are tall 1.80 meters, is it possible that you are tomorrow 18 meters tall? Objectively, you will say no, it's not possible. You were
No, that's subjectively. You have to say, because you're saying that's not possible because it's your own personal disbelief that is not possible. Subjectively,
is it that possible?
it's
I'm
not
asking
possible.
you.
Subjectively, it's not possible.
No,
Subjectively, from my point of view, it's not possible.
Okay,
So, Bobby,
Objectively, I don't know because I'm not
Bobby.
an objective point of view.
Bobby, did you eat breakfast this morning?
Yes, I did.
No,
I said, Bobby. So what if you did, right? You made your sandwich, you felt hungry, and you made your sandwich, you ate it. Would that be objectively or subjectively?
well, if I was by myself, it would be subjective.
Why? So you don't know that you ate a sandwich. You don't know that you made it.
From my point of view, I made a sandwich. I ate it. That's all subjective.
That is
Objectively,
objective.
I don't know if I ate. No, objectively, I don't know. I can't say objectively.
Then that is
No
insanity.
matter what I do,
right?
I don't think
let me
anybody
finish.
has an objective
Let
point of
me
view.
are you
if I can finish,
Yeah, sorry,
right?
Roger.
So that is insanity. Okay, so saying you don't know that you made a sandwich and you ate it after you were hungry, and then you satisfied your hungry feeling, right? Because you ate a sandwich, which is objectively right. You made the sandwich.
How do I know? How do I know I'm not insane?
I wasn't finished yet. So that would be insanity. That would be saying, well, we can't prove anything then. We're just brains in a jar somewhere. We can't prove anything. Science doesn't prove anything, right? Insanity, Bobby. You and I are living in the same objective reality. When we are sitting in the same room in front of each other and we are talking to each other, that is objective. In this objective reality,
it's not objective because subjectively you think you're sitting in you're in a Discord call talking to me, but objectively you have no idea. You could be in a mental asylum right now, having a complete made up.
Bobby?
Exactly.
Bobby,
And
are you here now?
Objectively, you don't know.
Are you here?
You do know.
Subjectively, yes, 100%. Objectively,
no, objectively,
who knows?
You do know.
No,
Right?
I can only say subjectively.
So then
What?
you couldn't prove anything.
And
Right?
can we just go back to Logos? Can we just go back to what we were talking about, like actual definition? Because I think that's where we like kind of got skewed off as well.
You're going
No,
around in
because
circles.
that would be subjective. Your definition, right?
What do you mean by subject and objective?
What do you
Objective is
mean?
that what we all experience, right? We can all go out and
Yes.
boil some water, right? And when we
But
can
that's
measure,
subjective
I wasn't
inside
finished
itself,
yet.
though.
I wasn't finished
Bobby,
yet.
Yeah, but you were just
I wasn't
explaining a massive
Finished
subject.
yet.
You're
Yo,
saying the subject.
can you let him talk? Can you let
I
him
wasn't
talk?
finished yet. Objective truth would mean that we could all verify something, right? We can boil some water, then we could measure the temperature of that water, and we could agree, well, that would be 100 degrees, right? And the water will boil at 100 degrees. Subjectively, we have agreed that the starting point, the boiling point, would be 100 degrees, but we can all objectively see the water boil, and we can repeat that experiment, right? We can repeat and repeat and repeat. Everybody can do that. That would
Now,
be a
what do you
subjective.
mean?
I wasn't
what do you mean
finished
objective
yet.
in this?
So I wasn't finished yet, right? So that would be an objective truth that water boils at 100 degrees. And now I'm finished, Bobby.
All right, so what do you mean by what is the definition of objective you're using? Are you using the scientific objective, or are you using the
We're
English,
using the
literally
Open
Oxford
version,
definition?
that
Are you using
counts, Bobby.
Oxford, or are you using the scientific definition?
Bobby, I'm using Croatian. Bobby, I'm not using English one. I'm using Croatian one.
So
Objective
you're using
view.
so
Objective
you're
view,
using
Croatian one. Yeah, Croatian one.
so
Yeah.
so you guys using the literally, you're not using the scientific. So when I mean by
No, I'm not
objective,
using the
I mean
English
by.
one. Are you?
Oh, can you let me
are you
finish,
with-
Sasha? Can you just let me finish?
Yeah, but why you distinguish?
Sasha, can you just let me finish?
Okay.
So when I mean by objective, I mean by quite literally. What's the word? I forgot the word. Sorry, I get words all the time.
Quick, Mike, Google it.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I can't remember the word for it.
Yeah,
But
Google
for what-
your own reality, Bobby. Google it.
Objective
No,
is
just
you
because
ha-
I
you had your
can't
brain
remember.
or
Sometimes
not.
I forget words. Ugh.
Right.
Objective means if you had your food or not. Subjective is if you think it tastes good. That's subjective. But objectively, you either ate or you didn't. It's not a subjective thing.
But sorry. What I was trying to explain was objectively is an objective viewpoint is a viewpoint that has access to every viewpoint that quite literally
We
knows
are
everything.
talking about viewpoints, Bobby.
Yeah, exactly. And subjective is individual viewpoints.
Can
So
you
as a
read out-
group, we can all say altogether subjective. We agree this.
Yeah,
So
we
so
can.
we can kind of objectively say this,
Right.
but
Can
it's
you
still a
read this,
subjective
Bobby?
point of view, though.
Yeah,
So-
but can you
but
read
We
this,
all have
Bobby?
our own individual biases.
Yeah, we
And
do,
so,
Bobby.
and
But here's
together
where-
in that group, that means together in that group, that group will have its own
Bobby,
individual
can you
bias.
read the definition that I just posted, please, at 25 past the hour?
Dealing
Which
with
chat?
dealing with
Hold on, Sasha. Hold on, Sasha.
Okay.
Bobby, can you read that definition 25 minutes past the hour, please? Can you see it? I just posted it. Live stream voice text.
Oh,
Can you read that, please?
we're existing independent of or external to the mind, actual or real.
Okay. What does that mean to you? Existing independent of or external to the mind, actual or real, objective. What does that mean to you?
What does that mean? That it's outside the actual to the mind.
Which means it would be in reality, correct?
Look, can you chuck me the link where you found that?
Yeah.
Was it my one?
Your one was about keeping the biases of the scientists out of the experiment. That was a different
Exactly.
thing entirely. if you just type in objective and define, you get this nice little thing come up, and you can look at as many as you want. The one that I found,
I find it also. I want to read it.
Buddy, I'm not really reading this stuff, by the way.
There's lots.
Okay, I will do it. Objective. It's adjective of a person of their judgment, not influenced by personal feelings or opinions in considering and respecting facts. Merriam-Webster. Dealing with facts without allowing personal feelings to confuse them. An objective report.
That's English wise.
I'm translating that in my brain in Croatian. Do you understand me?
Yeah, I do, but I'm saying that's not the science. We're talking about scientific processes.
I'm translating that in my language, and it has really good meanings in my language.
It's the same meaning in your and my language.
Good. Then we understand each other.
Yeah, and I'm saying that that's not the correct definition.
That means that objective is something with a fact.
Why is this not the correct definition?
No, the one that Sasha said.
Oh, really? I'm telling you now why that has sense on my language.
So Sasha says the same as our one, exist and independent of or external to the mind, actual or real, objective reality.
He's reading
empirical.
You are the guy who is the same problem with the proven evidence. Do you think that proven evidence are different? Maybe.
Proven evidence. We can have evidence for you can have evidence for a theory. It doesn't hence prove it. It points in the direction of being like,
listen to me now. Listen to me very carefully. Very carefully. That it's in English. I can understand it, but I have problem with my language, because when I say prove an evidence, do you know what I mean? If I want to prove or distinguish prove an evidence, I need to distinguish, listen to me, I will pronounce. I need to distinguish dokaz and dokaz. Do you know that both words in my language means the same thing?
Sorry, you cut out there for me.
No, you started to distinguish proving evidence, to start to explain me. Sasha, the evidence is this and proof is that. But in my language, proof and evidence is one word.
Yeah, but we're not talking about. We're not talking about in each language. We're talking about.
I'm talking about.
We're talking about scientifically, though.
Okay, great. How I will distinguish
proof and evidence are a different thing in scientific method.
Okay, great. How I will distinguish that in my language?
Do
you understand me? How I will translate that in my language?
I don't know. I don't know Croatian. I don't know the fundamental.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's the one same word, same thing. To prove.
I wouldn't have no idea how to approach.
Why are you getting so mad? Just chill out.
Who is angry?
You.
I'd have no idea how to approach how to translate this into Croatian. I'd have zero idea of how to actually. I can't speak Croatian. That's why I said from the very start. I think we're going to have an issue talking to each other because there's a language
barrier. I'm telling you now.
You're saying that in your language, proof and evidence are the same word, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm saying proof and evidence in scientific theory and in English are different words.
Okay, how I can distinguish that?
It's like if I have no idea. I don't know how to speak Croatian. I don't know the different words for Croatian. It's going to be very hard.
Do you know what are you saying? You are saying that white in English has
what's the word in Croatian?
It's dokaz.
How do I spell that?
Yeah, prove it's dokaz and evidence. And look at the devil. Evidence is dokaz.